Are you exhausted by the endless ticketing apps and reservation systems for Beijing's attractions? Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, have no plans, and no bookings. Where can you go? Believe me or not, there are still some places that welcome you anytime in Beijing. Tailor shop, wedding ceremony, LV, Chanel. The other side, well, even more scary. Wow. Hello everyone, I'm Miao. Welcome to my video. I saw a fantastic news recently. The Capital Museum has officially dropped its reservation requirements. Oh, a hands up. Capital Museum, not the National Museum. The National Museum, sitting right by the Tiananmen Square, is famously the hardest ticket to get and is packed to the brim every single day. Oh, just to mention the name, the museum's name, it already gives me a headache. However, the Capital Museum is a peaceful gem. I actually filmed this Capital Museum a while ago, so if you are interested, check it out. But this news really sparked an idea. Why not make a list of walk-in friendly museums in Beijing? So today, I'm going to share a list of museums that are completely reservation free. It means you can actually show up with your passport. Yes, passport is needed anytime. Show up with your passport, walk in the museum. No apps, no advance booking, and no stress. I know buying tickets and making reservations in Beijing can be overwhelming. Not only you, believe me, even the Chinese people from other provinces and cities, the reservation system also gives them a headache. So don't worry, after watching today's video, you will exactly know where to go. So all these museums I'm going to visit today all meet three quite simple rules. First one, no reservations. Just walk in with your passport. No apps, no advanced booking. And second, they are all located in the city, in downtown Beijing. So you don't need to travel far or spend a lot of time on traffic. And third, they are not huge mega museums. So you don't have to mentally prepare or save energy before going. If you have half a day free and no idea where to go, today I will share 5 museums. I think these museums might be your perfect solutions. So what's the first one I like the most personally? So let's go explore. Here it is, this one, China Customs Museum. I think you will wonder, customs, it's like the airport security, and what's this museum for? But believe me, this is a hidden gem. I think what's inside is very interesting and worth seeing, will blow your mind. Okay, let's go. Oh, I forgot the location here. Wow, this location is perfect. This museum is along the most important avenue in Beijing, Chang'an Avenue. If you visit Beijing, Chang'an Avenue is the place you have to go because Tiananmen Square is also along this avenue. So it's quite near, Okay, let's go. Prepare your ID, then that's it. No need iPhone, no need phone. See, easy. So let's see the screen first. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 floors, but they are very small. Customs in ancient China, customs in modern China. Yeah. And there is also an anti-smuggling vessel outside. Start our visiting from the 2nd floor. Oh, okay, I just noticed they have the English translation. Perfect for you. The part 1, the ancient customs. That's the items or porcelains we sell to abroad. Customs in the early Qing dynasty. Qing dynasty, that's our last dynasty. I think this is the pass, the Asian pass for the customers. This is the model of foreign factories in Canton. Canton is Guangzhou. Nowadays we call Canton Guangzhou. Porcelain. I think porcelain, tea, and silk, there are three main items we exported to Europe. This part is from 1840 to 1949. So this period, that's the century of humiliation in China. So, the Opium War. The deprivation of customers' sovereignty. Oh, look at again. They were originally from the Britain and the French ally during the First Opium War. Continue. Wow, the office. Wow. Western style items. English typewriter. I think these items we were imported from abroad. Okay, I know the second floor is about the history, maybe a kind of boring. But next, the first floor, that's the coolest part. Nowadays, the China customers. Okay, the best part, the smuggled goods. Wow, that's eye-opener and invaluable. See, in modern time, people smuggled all kinds of these goods. Wow, ivory, that's ivory. Wow, this is also ivory. The, the other side, wow, even more scary. See, it's the original one. Look at this, the fake items. None of these are real. Fake watches, fake brands, and even fake bands. Oh, LV, Chanel. Oh, cigarettes. This is also a customs checkpoint. And this is somewhere even I don't know. So they endure exceptionally harsh working conditions. Okay, one last thing to see. Remember the vessel is outdoor. Oh, in another place, building. See downstairs, that's the vessel, the actual vessel. Wow. it, it feels like We are in the sea. Custom 902. Wow. That's the real boat. Come here. The original setting, indoor. Wow. See, it looks so real. We are sailing now. Very interesting. Okay, now it's time to our second museum. Let's go. The second museum, Chinese Asian Architecture Museum. But here's a quick heads up. The other four museums I'm going to visit today, they are 100% free. But only this one, it needs tickets. But don't be panic. You don't need to use ticketing apps to buy the ticket. There's a ticket box, so you can buy the ticket on spot. See the ticket? 15 yuan per one person. And I think 15 yuan is totally worth because you will see a lot of delicate architecture, Asian architecture. Okay, I can't wait. Let's go. With the ticket, you don't need to show your ID. That's good. They are all Asian palace. This museum is located on Beijing's South Second Ring Road, right near the Temple of Heaven, so it's also the center of the city. When you are inside, make sure you look up. See? The intricate wooden ceiling is called Zaojing. Very beautiful, right? If you've ever looked at a classical Chinese pavilion and wondered, how is this standing without a single nail? This is where you find the answer. It completely decodes the magic of traditional Chinese woodwork. Look at this mortise and tenon structure. Wow, look at the original ceiling. Looks so ancient. This is the ceremony for worship the heaven. Wow, look at this. Wow, the map of Beijing city. You see, the middle complex, that's the Forbidden City. That's the Temple of Heaven. And this one, that's the with the light. This is where we are now. The Temple of Worship the Agriculture. This is also a zaojing, the ceiling. See this one? 9 dragons carved into the ceiling. It's breathtaking, right? It was a luxury reserved exclusive for the emperor. Okay, next, the third museum. This museum, when you first heard about it, you will think, what? But when you think about it carefully, oh, in China, it really makes sense. So what's this museum for? Let's go. Oh, suddenly it's very windy. The third museum, the history of Communist Party of China. See. Okay, I have to admit that it's not a small museum, but not a lot of people. Okay, I know this museum is large. Yeah. This museum is located right in the Olympic area, walking distance from the bird's nest. It's entirely dedicated to the history of the Communist Party of China, from its founding to the birth of New China, all the way to the present day. Again, this is Chairman Mao. Okay, to be honest, if you are not into party history, you can probably skip this one. I have to admit, I'm not exactly a fan either. I have to confess, this was just to make up the numbers for today's vlog. Forgive me, but you know how it is in Beijing. Places that don't require a reservation are so hard to find. But just in case, if you are curious about China's modern history, it's worth a look. But not surprisingly, there are no English translations at all. The original jeep for the military parade. Okay, our fourth museum, Tibet Museum, Tibet Cultural Museum. So yeah, it's weird, right? Yes, that will be my first time to go to the Tibet Cultural Museum also. So let's go explore together. See, welcome to the Museum of Tibetan Culture. Tanka Art Exhibition. Tibet, a place often called the roof of the world. It sits on a massive plateau in southwest China, guarded by the Himalayas. It's famous for its breathtaking high altitude landscapes and a deep spiritual culture that feels like it's from another time. They are one of China's many ethnic minorities. Their religion is Tibetan Buddhism. They have their own incredible arts, and they are very unique in China. See this one? The typical uh, Tibetan palace. I've been there. Their costume. These are tanka, the Tibetan style painting, and with some Tibetan religion in it. Some original file. Okay, finally, the last museum. What's this museum? To be continued. Okay, our final stop, the fifth museum, Overseas Chinese History Museum of China. Chinese people, they are technically all over the world, and they made a lot of contributions. So, yeah, let's go explore this museum and look at the environment. Yeah, I think it's very good, right? Let's see what's inside. You probably have a Chinatown in your city, right? Well, this museum is all about the history of overseas Chinese. Due to the horrific conditions on those ocean going vessels, many Chinese people died of disease before they could ever see the land. They were called floating hells. Wow, just reading that term, it already makes me terrified. The absolute highlight of this museum is this recreation of a Chinatown street. Tailor shop. Chinese restaurant. This section showcases the different industries Chinese immigrants ventured into and the traditions they brought with them. traditional folk customs. I like this museum. I learned a lot from this museum. The old pictures of the Chinatown in different countries. Actually, I've met so many overseas Chinese travelers here in Beijing, friends from Malaysia or Singapore. I think they would find this place incredibly moving. For me, it's been a real journey of discovery, learning so much history. Of that. Okay, to be honest, I'm touched by this museum. See, so many people went abroad and built their home in another country from maybe 100 years ago till now. Okay, that's all for today's video. I hope this video will help you when you have no idea where to go. No reservation, just show up with your passport. Convenient, right? Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.